5.
We are not going with crit,
Good
and I'm
ads.
taking crit chance
Oh, I forgot
and
to set a
stamina
thumbnail.
recovery.
I forgot to set a thumbnail. I'm so stupid. Now the post has a boring thumbnail.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Did you see last time when you put up the clickbait title?
What clickbait title?
You know, the dark side. No, not the dark side. The cash wasted.
Hashtag not cash waste.
Yeah.
What about it?
There were a lot of guys that just came in and said, "Oh no, I got clickbaited."
Really?
Yeah.
Was
Did
it
you
live
see that?
stream? No.
There was like 5 guys.
I did not see that.
Okay.
You can just do something like waiting on chaos wastes.
Oh yeah.
Then it's technically not clickbait.
Maybe it's because my chat was in. For some reason, the default is called top chat and not live chat, and I guess that sort of
Oh, am I
filters
using
out.
the right
Oh yeah.
attack speed,
I need to
slider?
finish.
Oh no, I need to use mainstay.
Oi! What? And then it changed back.
So
What the hell?
Right, I just had to check my talents.
What up, Stepan Martinek? Well,
It's me. After fall.
bro, you're really blowing into the mic.
Watch
like,
out the
a lot.
microphone.
Yeah,
Sorry.
oh, that was quite loud.
that was
Okay.
really killing people. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh my god.
Let me just check here. Yeti mic. Filters. Yeah, it's on. Perfect. Why does it keep changing back? What is... Oh.
Are you certain this is not made for kids?
I am absolutely certain. Yes, because the definition of made for kids on YouTube is very specific.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it's actually not. It's actually very...
I'm sure YouTube can never misunderstand when you say it's like the party knife for kids.
God damn it. Oh,
And there goes a pedophilia joke straight into the beginning of the stream. Bye-bye monetization.
Woo!
What up,
No, I
guys?
was talking about murder. You know.
But no, oh.
What up, Retris Close and Balnor? How are you guys doing? I mean, not you, Balnor.
Yes,
You're already
hit me
here. I know
more.
how...
hit me more. A little bit more.
Well, at least today I actually figured out the fact that I can actually stay up for a bit.
Nice.
So, sit here and bother people.
Why couldn't you stay up before? What up, Fewest Chicken 53? Hello.
Because I sometimes have early meetings. Yes, they do exist.
After freeing his slaves, burning his
As much as How I Met Your Mother will try to convince everyone in the entire world that early meetings don't exist.
He's sending out scores of scouting parties
Meetings.
just for us. And he's
Yeah, my worst enemy.
Oh no.
to their foul
Sailing pot for anyone?
Even worse than schedules, calendars,
Schedules. Oh
and
no.
worst of all,
Don't say that word.
appointments.
Fucking schedules, man.
But I can already feel now that there is a bit of input delay because it's OBS. But yeah, I tried to
true.
get NVIDIA to work twice, but it's yeah.
Well, if you want to reduce the kind of input delay, well, just get a what is that called? The Elgato Stream something, and that takes care of it. And then
Elgato
your
Stream Deck.
PC, then your PC doesn't get any sort of a delay.
Yeah.
That does not sound real.
Yeah, it's
I
like
know
you
Elgato,
get
but like, why would a stream deck?
no, not that kind. Like not a Stream Deck. I'm talking like about a capture device.
Oh.
Like that way, its hardware is the one that actually captures the footage and processes it. Then that means you don't actually get a delay on your PC.
How much is one of those?
Masket, can someone help me?
I'm definitely.
I'm not an expert on this, so like you know.
Oh, but you knew enough to say that it was Elgato, and which is a really good brand. I know for a fact. I bought their green screen.
Well, with the video editing sort of interest I have, I did sort of look into certain things.
I definitely need me one of those because I'm so tired of every time that I play Vermintide on OBS, I have input delay. Like, I make it work, but nonetheless, it's there.
Now imagine people that stream from a fucking console.
Praise the tech, it's working. Hey, what up, JPG? I mean,
Well,
you know...
Yeah, but like, I literally went and actually tried to play Dragon Ball Fighters. I tried to play that on my Switch, and it
What's
works.
up? Keep the content made, happy slaying. Thank you very much, Joachim. Much appreciated. Thanks for joining. Doing a little bit of late night streaming here in an effort to, you know, bump up the streaming hours a bit. Not gonna be the longest stream today, maybe 3-4 games, something like that, you know, just to get into the streaming rhythm a little bit more. So I also have a video that I need to make during the night for tomorrow. Gonna do either a Grail Knight or a Bounty Hunter quick guide, depending on which one I'll get best game for.
Don't like that, do you, gas rat?
You can use Kite as a bad example.
We just slaughtered the Chaos Patrol. But what did you call it? A capture device from Elgato?
Yeah, capture device. 2 seconds. I'll find it.
What?
Elgato capture card. There it is. Elgato Game Capture HD60 is one of them. Then they have various bits of.
How much is it?
Like I think the cheapest you can get is like 100 quid.
No, but now I don't want the cheapest. I want the proper one.
You can get it.
It's pretty
two,
what?
it's
No, because I
about
don't want to
200,
spend 100 quid on some shit that I'm gonna have to replace anyways, because it's not worth it.
200 quid or something.
And when you say quid, do you mean pounds?
Yeah.
Euros.
Thank God. I mean, that's already not cheap, but you know, I
Fine
wasn't expecting
Dosh
it to be
monies. Like, you know.
Dosh monies.
Dutch money.
Dosh, not Dutch.
Oh, okay.
I definitely need one of those, man. Your teammates are like 20% louder than yourself on the stream. Gotcha. Thanks for letting me know. I'll fix that right away. There we go. That should be better.
I'm assuming he means me.
I mean, you are fairly loud, but
Yeah, it's loud in general.
I hope. Let me know if that fixed the issue. If it's better now. Oh, except now there we go. Now I can't see
Should be
my
over there
chat.
somewhere.
Well, if you turn me down, that should fix it right up.
That is true, but that takes effort.
Yeah. True.
I had the notification for that 15-second stream that was cancelled. That's why I said that it's working. Yeah. That's the thing, Jay. It's because like I did that twice. It's because I tried to stream with NVIDIA GeForce, which I have done before, where it was working. But now, with the NVIDIA GeForce updates, it's literally impossible to minimize your game while you're streaming or recording. Because if you exit a full-screen application whilst it's recording, then it stops recording or stops streaming. Like this NVIDIA GeForce, you cannot minimize the game in the middle of a recording. It's like, makes no sense. Because it didn't used to work like that. I've had, like, I used it for a year where it was just working perfectly. And for the past like half a year, I've had nothing but issues with NVIDIA GeForce. And it's really annoying because there's no other software like it in terms of like how little it affects your performance. Like you're barely noticing that you're recording in terms of, you know, your frame rate and yeah, your game performance. Where the same cannot be said for OBS, right? OBS has much more customization, but sometimes you prefer, like when we were doing the Onslaught stream, for example, I was using GeForce because I wasn't going to use a cam anyways for that, and I cared more about performance for that stream, and it was working flawlessly because I could still minimize my game. I don't know why it won't allow me to do that. If I can't minimize my game, then I can't open my chat, right? Because then I can't be in my chat before my chat is there. And that's what I would have to do if I, you know, before I start the recording, I have to be in the game. So I wouldn't be able to see my chat if I were to stream with that, which is, you know, not optimal. So yeah. I went for the lag instead. You know, it's not unplayable, don't get me wrong, but it's still bothersome, you know? And I have to deal with it every time I'm streaming, and I really just love for that not to be the case.
Yeah. But mate, I went and looked at what would probably fit your needs. I assume you're streaming from a desktop PC, right?
Yeah, I have a good PC.
I knew the answer, but I had to make absolutely certain that you aren't crazy. But apparently Elgato has something called a 4K60 Pro. It's a PCIe capture card.
Yeah.
You literally just mount it in the PC and it will function as a separate capture card that'll run all the footage capturing so that the PC itself won't actually suffer any performance.
That's pretty good.
I definitely need one of those.
And that was 175 euros.
It has been decided. That's what we're gonna do, boys. Because I definitely need one of those for what's the upcoming DLC release of Chaos Wastes, and also for Darktide and just in general when we're gonna stream more. Because it bothers me every time I start a stream. I'm like, yeah, but I don't wanna have lag.
It's kind of funny. I accidentally almost started a hype train actually for Chaos Wastes. Because when they actually announced it on Facebook, I was immediately in like, oh, Chaos Wastes, that's so many good opportunities for new enemies and all sorts of other wacky shit. And they were like to me, okay, just a temporary expectation, this is just new maps.
And weapons.
Well, something like that. It was just like, no new monsters. No new monsters.
I'm just gonna...
Yeah. Nice.
I want...
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I know it's like, guys, I'm just gonna have to change my graphic settings real quick, just a little bit. Thanks.
But kind of like, as much as I love VerMemeTide, I'm kind of like, just take everything off further development on VerMemeTide, just give us Darktide with as much as possible.
Well, I understand that sentiment. VerMeMetide's good.
But that would also be breaking a promise in terms of how long they were gonna keep the game updated.
Oh
So
yeah.
that should work.
Yeah, everyone is gonna get a fourth class, right?
That's better.
Yeah, I assume they are.
Everyone's gonna get what?
A fourth class.
Yeah, all the heroes, yeah.
Oh yeah. Maybe even 2. Oh.
Well, Darktide is going to be more ranged.
What up, Misha? How are you doing?
Right?
Darktide's gonna be what? Sorry?
Darktide is going to be more ranged combat than melee combat.
We don't know for sure. Like, I was interviewed by this company, which essentially they present a report to Fatshark regarding the direction of Darktide, and they asked me a bunch of questions about both about lore and about a bunch of other stuff. And if there's one thing I emphasized in that interview, it's that whatever they did, they could not put the melee combat secondary. It had to be on equal footing, because what made Vermintide popular, like the best aspect of Vermintide, I mean, don't get me wrong, the ranged combat is good, but it doesn't stand out in the same way. Like, there are plenty of sci-fi shooters with like good ranged combat, right? What made Vermintide special was the insanely good and satisfying melee combat.
DK, can you help me with my sketch?
Yeah, sure. And I oh shit. Wait. And I definitely think that that they've done that. At least it looked in the trailer as if they had to put a decent focus on the melee combat as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna. It might be more ranged than it is in Vermintide, but I don't think it's gonna be like just a side character. At least I don't hope so.
No, like from the
But
trailers,
once the
it looks
series
like
happen,
Melee is
playing
gonna...
Chaos Waste, man, it fucking sucks waiting for updates. Yeah, it does suck waiting for updates, but you know, it's coming soon. We're almost in April.
It's gonna be good. I'm really looking forward to those new maps, seeing what they're gonna bring.
And the new weapons as well. The new
weapons,
meta shift.
Yeah, the new weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right. Gameplay froze on the stream. Just seemed like the whole
yeah,
screen.
that. You see, OBS, it's like that's what happens when you change your graphics. Sorry about that. There we go.
And now it's black.
Yeah, it is because I minimized it back and forth. I don't know why, but that
There
happened.
it is. Back.
I've had that happen before. It's because I changed the graphic settings, I think, in the middle of.
Possibly.
Appreciate the info. Sorry about that, guys. apologies. It should be up and running again.
But yeah, in any case, I trust Fat Shark as far as to bring any sort of Warhammer franchise to life. So like no matter what, I'm just excited for Darktide and whatever else they bring to Vermintide.
I almost feel like, excuse me for saying this, but I almost feel like they should just cancel versus mode, because I feel like it's too late. That's just my opinion. Like, I hope it's gonna be good, don't get me wrong, I want the best for it, but I feel like they either announced it like 2 years too early. Like, I don't know, I could be wrong about this. Maybe it's all gonna be amazing and great, but I do feel like it's kinda, you know, torn, because if Darktide, if it comes between Darktide and versus mode, then I'm gonna play Darktide, right? Like, I've been planning to play versus mode all along, but I just don't know how it fits into their schedule, obviously. I don't know when they're gonna release what. Maybe it's gonna all make sense, but we'll see.
I was about to say, ain't Fat Shark actually like not you know, a small company, but like as far as video game developers, as far as video game developers go, aren't they actually kind of small?
Yeah, they are. It's a Swedish company.
Yeah,
It's a small indie company.
I think that they got a lot bigger with VerMemeTide too, because of the popularity, but it's still a small company all in all. No doubt about that.
yeah. The wiki here says 90 plus employees.
Okay, that's actually more than I thought, if I'm being honest.
Alright, let's see if I can go and.
I mean, VerMemeTide is the only game where I can get, you know, texted by the developers, about stuff on a Discord.
That swings from game to game. That's really like it's a lot more about the developers than the size, to be honest. Some developers are very active with their communities, and some are very we're just gonna do our own thing. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, and both are okay. The problem is when all incentives are directly focused on money. That's where the problems never stop. That's where like it's okay. I don't mind that some devs, you know, but just if you ask, you're gonna get a response. I feel like that's the thing with dev. Like, it's okay that they have a vision and they should follow that vision if that's what they want to do. They don't have to listen to the community necessarily, but again, yeah, I don't know. Once you know, yeah, once you try to have a dialogue with the community about it, then I feel like it makes then you also have to listen to it to some degree.
Yeah, but there's also just the whole question about whether or not, you know, people actually know what they want, or just
for
know
sure.
what they think
Absolutely,
they want.
absolutely. That is definitely true. People don't always know what they want, even if they think they do. That's definitely true. Sometimes they're talking about stuff that they don't understand sort of the implications of you know, a certain aspect of the game and what that would really mean. So there's definitely you also have to have a level of trust in that. Unless you're a programmer, there are likely things that you don't understand about the making of games that make it harder to have an opinion on.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. No doubt about it. But there are just these nonsensical things where it's like, couldn't you just put in a little bit of effort doing this? Because clearly a lot of people want that, and it can only be a bonus, right? Like a little bit more customization color-wise in Vermintide would be an example of that, where I'm like, I can't possibly see the negative of that. Everyone wants that. I haven't heard a single person who wouldn't like that, and it's sort of low effort, you know what I mean? It's not a huge time commitment to add like some color variants to the skins, for example. That would be a very low effort. Like, you could literally do that in a day, right? Maybe there's a little bit more than a day if you also factor in having to add the UI for it and sort of give it a name, stuff like that. But still, it's not a lot of, that wouldn't be a lot of work. And I think it's something a lot of people would like, because it would make the existing skins and hats more valuable, because it would make them easier to fit together. So it wouldn't just add the value in the skin itself, it would also add value to all the hats and all the cosmetics that are already there, because you'd be able to combine more stuff.
Yeah,
We
like
want more mages
making-
and hats, not half-baked bug-filled DLC and poor reskins. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like making, for example, making you able to the cloth on this specific hat. Now
This
I
game,
want
I
it
was
red.
Grill
Now I
Knight, his
want it.
Bretonian sword and shield. It became even more sidier. Not everything needs PvP. Just look at Sekiro. A sound like invasion system would have made that game way worse. Sekiro was, if it's the game I'm thinking of, it's like that sort of Dark Souls-like game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You know what?
the latest game from.
Yeah, you know what pissed me off about that game? What pissed me off about that game was that they hadn't even bothered to change the UI from PlayStation or Xbox, I think it was Xbox, to a PC. So the game was released on PC and they hadn't even gone through the effort of like stuff inside the options not being directly, like it says, oh, you have to click X or triangle or like whatever, you know, to do this move. And I'm like, I had no idea how to control stuff. When the game had just been released, there was no guides online. I was just sitting there for 2.5 hours, confused out of my mind because I couldn't figure out how to do like different stuff. I was just, what? Like, there's nowhere I can find the information of how to do the thing that I need to do. Like, that makes no sense to me. That
Yeah, it's the same with Assassin's Creed.
What?
Oh yeah, especially like the first 2 Assassin's Creed. Like I remember when I first played Assassin's Creed 2, and like the literal tutorial is like, hey, press triangle to move arm.
And I'm
like, triangle, I have a keyboard.
Exactly. I'm like, it's not a PC release if you haven't gone through the freaking effort of at least changing, you know, like...
Yeah.
Big shame we didn't get the frames for the drunk event. Me and my buddy couldn't get them. Why not? Oh, you mean like the most recent, the most recent Acquired Drink event didn't have the challenge for the frames. Those were only the original event that had those challenges.
Yeah.
I think it's also, I noticed for some weird reason, I don't know why, but for some reason I have 2 Eternal Serpents now. I don't know why, but for some reason I have 2 of them.
Okay, we're missing the rats, right?
Gotta say,
Wait,
Just integrate.
let me just restart the game real quick, because otherwise I can't apply this video setting.
back from Castle
I find it insane how good my PC is, and yet how poorly,
Scarlet Spine Mangler.
how much I have to turn it down just to... Are you playing with viewers? At the moment, I'm playing with a couple of friends on my my Discord server, but if you guys want to do a viewer game, we can do that before the stream is over. I'm down for that. Like, I don't mind playing with viewers, honestly. We should do that, which reminds me, we should set a date for another proper viewer event. Because today was kind of a spontaneous stream, just because I felt like, again, I promised I would stream more, so that was an effort to do that. As I said, it's not going to be a hugely long stream today, just going to do a couple of games. But we should definitely find a date for another viewer event, because that was so much fun the last time we did that. Like, that was just so much fun when we were doing like 10-man PvP on the modded realm, and that was just absolutely hilarious. And we need to do it with the engineer, where everyone is playing the engineer and just full on PvP. That would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was
Like DACA contest, yeah.
Is that Inuendo? What does that mean? Inuendo? Sorry, I don't know.
Innuendo.
He's like, you have two eternal serpents.
Innuendo. It's when you're
Innuendo.
pretending to do something and it's
Innuendo.
you're implying something else.
You say something mean something else.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do that. I wasn't implying anything else. But I wasn't familiar with that term. Well, you learn something new every day. TVK and friends, when's the random fun task gonna drop? I want to see you all dying to 4 stranglers. Well,
don't worry. They're gonna pull me into kata today, so I'm definitely gonna die a lot.
yeah. Currently, we're playing Legend because we're unlocking so we can unlock kata for our new friend here, who hasn't played the game that much yet, but he's doing very well.
yes.
I'm gonna do some.
Praise be to the kite.
I'm gonna do some Grail Knight just because
About Castle.
we're doing a guide on that tomorrow. Were we doing Grims or no? Just because we are beating the map as fast as possible.
Yeah, you were just doing that for the just doing it for the bosses.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no
And
problems.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we're just doing a full buses, so just through the nest and then skid a gate.
And we're gonna get a greedy build here. Fellow Kata starter, nice to meet you. I'm saying hi from chat.
Well, thank you. Yeah, they thrust me into this.
That's innuendo.
That's innuendo.
God damn it.
What a dum-dumch.
Every rat man has one eye on moving up a rung or two, and the other on his rivals. So, you're going to Karak Nall where clan.
But yeah, we can play some with viewers today. I don't mind.
Sneak in.
Yeah, I kind of actually got confused here at first with the chat because TPK. I was like, of course it's because the party knife, but at first I was like, total party kill.
Total party. And most people just call me PK most of the time, just because that's easier. But every time I hear that, I think of Portal Key from Heroes of New Earth, because that was like the abbreviation for that. I'm like, but like, I've gotten used to it now.
It is a good plan.
Well, you can just
We
blink
must
with the Portal key.
pay our
that's fine.
tributes to the dwarven gods.
Clan Vesper turned on itself and scattered to the wind. Oh, sneaking, eh? Yeah, we'll see about
All
that.
the love is from Canada.
Big with these.
I haven't played for like 3 weeks probably. Yeah, that's okay. Again, I had a little bit of a break recently as well.
Valheim.
Yeah, exactly. I had a Valheim break. That's the truth. I had a Valheim break. It's such a satisfying weapon, the execution sword. I just do them one taps. Boom. See ya.
Oh, leave some for the rest of us, eh?
But you can see it even visually right now that there is a bit of lag, right? It's insane. Because like, I have a really good PC. It shouldn't be an issue. It really just shouldn't. But
To be absolutely fair on that front, Vermintide is not really known for running perfectly.
yeah. Exactly. That's the thing, right? That's the thing. Vermintide is by no means an optimized game. Oh wait, I got you. Even though I have no range.
Go. Oh yeah.
If I recall, isn't it because it's built on an engine that's meant for making cinematic movies or something?
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh no.
I remember
And by the way,
reading
just
something like that at one
for
point.
Chad, you should never do what I'm doing now. You should theoretically you should always have at least one shielded weapon on this guy. Like that is way. Otherwise, you're wasting his passive. Sure, you can get an aggressive build like I have now, but most of the time you shouldn't do that. If this was Kata, I would have gotten a shield as well, and I will after this. Just thought I'd have some fun since we were speedrunning this anyways. Nice heal over there. My favorite map, and I'm half a country away from my PC. Oh, I feel bad for you. Sorry to hear that. I'm going back tomorrow. I'm gonna do nothing else but eat, sleep, and play this game next weekend. Nice. Where are you at, my friend? Where are you from, JTG? Where are you from? The arrow is pointing to my trophy. Man, I did not think this through. Accurate representation of how it felt starting Kata and seeing 20 Stormvermin with shields and disablers. Yeah, you know, patrols and stuff like that. They're a little bit different on Kata, no doubt about that.
A bit.
You're supposed to encourage me, not scare me.
I think even the best players sort of pauses for a moment when you pull a chaos patrol and you're like, here we go, you know?
Yeah.
if just for a moment, nonetheless.
Let your training show. Down it is.
Boom! Shakalaka.
Yeah, it's like a guy at Chessex.
Still have 100% CPU workout.
Yeah, 100% CPU on lowest graphics. Yeah, that.
The weird thing is that I will have lag even though I don't have 100% on either my CPU or my GPU. Like it'll be on like 60-70% in Valheim and I'll still have lag. And it's yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Valheim is another game that is a great example of something.
Yeah, of something that's just not optimized exactly. I mean, it doesn't help that I've built a structure with so much lighting that, yeah,
which is also made by Swedes, if I recall.
Yeah, them Swedes, man, and their optimization. They make great games, right? But the optimization aspect, and they have great game festivals.
There we are.
Valheim, is that made us?
I don't know. I just assumed that he.
It is.
right about that.
Yeah,
I can see it right here.
It's a group of friends. Just made it.
I am gonna,
Ouch!
I'm gonna go and look them up on industry sites and see what they earn.
It's a lot.
And now comes the funny comment. Have you ever lagged in what's it called, that game? The game with dwarves. Why can I never remember what it's called?
Deep Rock
Yeah, exactly.
Rolling Stone?
Have you ever had lag in Deep Rock Galactic? I think not. Why? Because that game is made by Danes. I'm just
That's
kidding.
rock and stone, brother.
Rock and
And
Stone.
based on these 3 data points, we can now conclusively say that all game devs in Denmark are better than Sweden. No, I'm obviously kidding.
Yeah, and the Danish protagonist in games usually has to either be bald, Hitman, or very, very short, fat, and filled with hair.
I love my fellow Swedes. Don't you worry.
Yeah, but like Nordics, we have to give everybody.
Knowing now that summer is coming,
I mean, remember Raspberry.
roasting marshmallows.
Iron Gate really is like the last
Roasting marshmallows on the
information I have on them. It's
PC.
3 employees.
That'll be kind of funny, just sitting here with a marshmallow into the PC.
3 snacks.
Yeah, exactly. It's genius. Why did I never think of this?
Nice. They are really like Iron Gate is really like they are perfect example of a startup.
Oh yeah.
Like they wouldn't even be on the map for me.
That's a nasty wound, sir.
Attic room gonna be warm anyways.
Nice.
That's one thing I hated about my old apartment. It's that like it would just get so hot in the summer because you just could not get any like what's it called when you have like air going in and out, like any circulation.
Yeah, flow.
Yeah, exactly. And that was just, it was the worst. Because I just have the hot evening sun straight in my window and no circulation. Yeah, that was not pleasant. Thankfully, that's not the case anymore.
Even strong. No
Always go up here, never go low. I'm from Germany. I live 600 kilometers away from Berlin, which is where I am right now. Had to move for a job for 3 months. Ah, nice. I had a friend here from Denmark who is doing, he got hired by a German tech company. And he told me that while he was working there, that he had to like move once a week. Like once a week he had 2 apartments. And he sort of, he was traveling by train between the 2 places. Because they apparently, don't ask me why, but the same company, but he'd had to work in 2 different places each week. So that must have been kind of weird as well. Have you ever considered For Honor or Mortal? Cause melee combat. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of For Honor. Not a lot, but I've put a decent amount of time into that game. Right when it came out, especially.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a great game. Like, I also think it's one of those games where so much waste, like so much potential. But as I understand, there are also some issues with that game.
Yeah, they actually fixed most of the server issues.
Well, that's always something.
First of all, they have dedicated servers now, so you're not going to get that weird thing when you're a multiplayer that...
Oh yeah, because that was like a huge thing in the beginning with competitive, where it was like the host would have a clear advantage.
Yeah, if you were 2v2 or 3v3 duels, like as soon as they were about to lose, they just quit.
Ever got the greatsword to work for Cooper? Yeah, for sure. The greatsword is, well, it's great. Especially for the mercenary. But I think also for this guy, like the advantage of the greatsword is that it's one of the few weapons that have this feature allowing it to damage multiple armored enemies at the same time, like with a single heavy blow, which means you can completely melt a Stormworm in patrol with the greatsword. So ever since it got buffed, I think, so it had a bit more mobility. Then yeah, I think it's a great weapon. I don't think it gets as much love as it should. So we can grab the greatsword next game. I don't mind. This guy sounds like he's talking from a cave. What do you mean? Is the sound quality bad right now?
I think it means Greenland. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm Greenland. Now that's PK's mascot is gone. I'm probably the youngest here. On one hand, no job. On the other hand, still doing university. Now that's fair enough. Have you seen the clip of Gusty killing like 10 Chaos Warriors with one greatsword swing? What? For real? No, I haven't seen that one. I haven't been working on meme montages for a while. It's definitely something I'm gonna have to get back into because I love making those videos. They're so much fun to make. Obviously, they're completely unmonetizable, but that's not why I haven't been making them. It's just because, as you guys probably noticed, I had a little bit of a break here from VerMemeTide for a couple of weeks. So,
Teammate has serious echo. Is it me he's talking about? Do I have echo?
is there echo? If there's an echo, like, wait a sec. Because then I need to turn up my my microphone's activation. Because I do have a filter on it, a noise gate, to prevent that from happening. Like,
Maybe talking about me? Not sure.
Just give me a moment, guys. This is a very bad time to change it, but I'll get it fixed. If there are any issues, can't have that. Oh fuck, that was.
Oh shit.
I can see Knife, when you actually speak, there's you also broadcast game sounds.
Okay.
No, not fully, like it's a background.
Oh, wait a sec. There we go.
It's probably speakers.
Don't worry, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I know why. Yeah, you're right. It's activating too easily. I turned down the filter effect simply because I was experiencing the opposite problem. Let's try and set it to 24. Okay.
It seems to be a bit better now.
No, that was still activated when you were talking, but again, you're also very loud, so I'm going to turn you down as well. I hope you guys are protecting me right now, right?
Of course.
No.
Of course we are.
Yeah, of course we are. We're friends. Come on.
Definitely.
You're
I
actually
haven't left you alone in the corner.
Run, guys, run.
Okay, yeah, I hear everyone is. I need to turn it up further. That wasn't good enough. And we can also turn the sound a bit down. Hopefully that should fix it. I appreciate it.
Bollocks. You still no ale. Hear that?
That looks like it is not activating now, unless I'm talking. Can someone say something?
Heyo.
Heyo.
Ah, one of you did.
Hi.
Had a knife.
5 to 10. Let me see here.
Seems pretty good now.
Executioner sword is best sword. I have destroyed chaos patrols with it on Kata. Have you seen? Teammate has a serious echo, but thank you, Hats and Snares. I appreciate the info because it's really hard. Sound issues is like one of those things because it's so hard to know. Like if there's a visual issue, I can see it as soon as I turn my head, right? But an audio issue is really hard to do something about unless you guys tell me. So,
It's me.
great sword later then. I did not use it for the Grail Knight. Yeah, it's definitely a viable weapon. They were all climbing and got bombed. They were like 0.5 HP remaining, and he had like strength potion and heavy and 10 Chaos Warriors killed. Damn, nice. How many times have you been blackout drunk? Like 5 to 10. Get drunk off non-alcoholic mouthwash? That does not sound like a pleasant thing to get drunk on, not gonna lie.
Oh no.
also non-alcoholic, so I'm not sure how you get drunk on it then.
It sounds like a window licking.
Oops! Ah, damn it, I thought I could actually push forward there in time. Thanks, appreciate it.
Where's? I got you.
Loot rat!
Oh. Det var så högt bra. Stabil.
Oh, a conch ball. Another conch ball. I don't like the smoke.
Monologues.
And confusion to our foes.
You mean like hospital drunk or just like lying on the ground? Like one of the worst hangovers I've ever had. I should, you know, I once woke up on what are they called? Stelaes. What the fuck are those called? Like you know those construction things that they put around buildings when they're renovating a building. You know what I mean, right? Those like metal, like yeah, exactly. I once woke up next to a girl. I shit you not, in Copenhagen, in the middle of like literally in the middle of Copenhagen at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I woke because I could hear cars, right? And like with nothing but like me, a girl, and a bottle of rum. And I shit you not, and I was like, what the fuck happened last night? And I'm like, where the fuck am I? And I'm like, why am I in like? And I could just hear cars, and I'm like, and then I realized like, wait, I'm not inside right now. Like, how the fuck did I get here? I think that's probably the weirdest wake up I've ever done. Like,
Yeah, I once went out on town with a mate, and like he had this story about where he goes to go drinking in Dublin City, and like then the next morning after being absolutely blackout drunk, he wakes up in a field outside Cork. That is 200.
now you're too low. I almost can't hear you.
So for some reason he had, as many Irish do, gotten drunk and then managed, while drunk, to transport himself 250 kilometers across the country.
Oh, that's pretty well done. Not gonna lie.
150, goddamn.
I mean, it's like, yeah, you didn't even end in a different country. Pfft. That doesn't sound like a true.
Something like that happened to one of my mates too. At one point, he took the train while he had been drinking, and he forgot to get off at the
You're
stop.
right for the hangover movies.
He just ended up somewhere in Sweden.
I don't Charlie the Turtle, but trust me, I have one story that I'm not gonna give you now. That I know one day I will make a video about this story, right? And I trust me, it is like there will be people who will be thinking that I'm lying, but I won't be, okay? And like I'm not proud of the person I was at the time of that story, but let's just say it went on for 5 days. Let's just leave it at that. Like and like some really fucked up shit happened. Like really just completely like a story from The Hangover. Absolutely. I maybe not like that. That would be definitely be a slight exaggeration, but it's not far from. Like,
Come on, Grimgy, I'll bang that.
obviously no celebrities and stuff like that, but like some really crazy shit happened. Like,
As good as new, Sarah.
To be fair, you know, any night out in
I was
Copenhagen,
about
like,
to get myself
it
up.
sometimes just ends up with random people showing up, like random celebrities, and you're like, where did this person show up? And the celebrities are so comfortable going out in Copenhagen, it's weird.
and it's the only time in my entire life that I've ever been to the hospital. And it was not because I got too drunk. And yeah, as I said, someday I will tell you guys that story. I was just thinking about it the other day. That maybe I was considering doing like some story time videos where I'm just telling some, you know, crazy story about whatever. Because I know some other people do that. I think it could be interesting. Who knows?
So what, you're gonna do knife story time? I call it knife time.
Story times, dagger stories. I don't know.
Dagger story.
Must have been quite the story. Like, yeah. Like, I don't wanna get too deep into it. Just first of all, as I said, I'm not exactly proud of what happened. I'm not. I would be lying if I didn't say I would be slightly embarrassed to tell the story, because that's not the person I really want to portray. Because that's not who I am today. I'm not proud of the fact that I at the time had issues. But you know, you also gotta learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable and with, you know, putting yourself out there. So I will tell the story sometime, for sure. You have my word on that. Got off age while Corona, so sucks to be me. Got off age? What do you mean? Got off age?
Now
Times-
we need rest, Nick.
Simple really. Times blackout drunk are equal to years of being near the legal age of consent. When you figure out you can do things legally and more easily now. I remember there's that one rule. It's like not an actual rule. It was like a general rule as a meme, I think. I don't think anyone was actually using it, but like for calculating whether or not it was acceptable to, like, you know, fuck the other person, right? It was something like you take the age divided by 2 and add 7, and then it should always fit as acceptable for 2 people. Like and it's weird if you think about it, because like if you go like a low age, like you're 14, right? Then it's half of that is 7, and then you add another 7. So, you know, if you're 14 years old, then yeah, it's a weird rule. But and it's not like I've ever been using it. But I just thought I just did the math, and I was like, yeah, it's actually fairly accurate. It actually, because like, you know, the difference between people decreases as you get older, and so yeah, it sort of covers that age gap when you're a teenager, and then it slightly increases.
But guys, give me a second, please.
I don't think you should ever use an actual equation to calculate whether or not you should be with someone, just to be very clear. It was like something you did when you were like 14, 15, and you thought that was cool.
How many variations do you need?
Oh no. I hate like having no ranged for this boss. It's the worst. This boss is like so annoying when you have no Also, I forgot to change my my charm. I didn't want to keep running concoction.
Sometimes I've seen a run end of this boss.
I'm just gonna put your audio just up a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, I put a little bit too.
I am that much of a force of personality.
Yeah, I know those. If I don't throw up when my body sends me to sleep, so I gotta be very slow. Yeah, I learned at a very young age, as I told you guys in that A Quiet Drink video. You know what it feels like to get too much to drink.
We're getting drinks?
Oh no, it's for the...
To get too much to drink, yeah, we have that culture in Denmark. At the other Blue Monday, when I literally got carried out from an amusement park by 2 friends.
I was about to say, Blue Monday as a tradition, like they'll scare everyone across the pond.
Yeah, like I literally nearly passed out. It was not great, let's put it that way. Not healthy either, but I think it had a good effect, because many years would pass from that day until the next time where I got too drunk, right? Because like I learned the hard way what it feels like, and that was just such a horrible experience that ever since then I was, I learned that you should, be a little bit more careful. And not to say that it hasn't happened since, because it definitely has, but several years would pass by before I ever had another sort of event where I had to puke and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, it's the better thing to do if you feel like you need to puke. Then the best thing you can do is literally to go just stick a finger in your throat and get it out of there, get it out of your system as quickly as possible.
The worst ones I have is usually the ones where I wake up the next day, and I haven't puked like the night before, but then I wake up the next day and I have to spend like the next 12 hours recovering. Like every time I eat something, I drink something, and it's like an hour later, and I'll get it up.
I've only ever, I've only ever tried 2 or three events. I would say three times where I actually woke up having. I wouldn't say it wasn't a blackout, because like it's not that I couldn't remember anything the last night, but where like the first hour or 2 of being awake, I was like, what the fuck happened last night? Like, I've only had that happen a couple of times, because I know some people that will literally like, for whatever reason, if they just get a little bit drunk, they'll wake up the next day and have, like, no fucking idea what happened, right? Like, I remember nothing, right? They'll, like, have actual blackouts where it's like, I've never had that. I've never had that.
They just don't want to say it.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe they're like, let's just forget all about that shit.
Do you remember that bullshit you did yesterday? I don't remember a single thing. I have no idea what I did.
no.
I have
No idea what happened.
If you're telling me this.
Unfortunately, I've forgotten all about that occurrence.
Yeah, this is legend because we have a friend of mine here who hasn't unlocked Kata yet, so that's what we're doing for him right now. He's gonna unlock it after this match, and then we'll go back to Kata.
Oh, black.
It's not cash money. I always threw up before I hit blackout. Yeah, me too. Throw up, you get made fun of. I mean, then you have poor friends, hats and snares. Not gonna lie. Oh, don't no. Okay, yeah, you don't know that, but in this map, you never want to pick that potion up. You actually want to switch it to the best potion possible, which is Strong Pod usually, because then it's gonna be there for when you return for the boss fight.
Oh yeah, I saw that in one of your videos actually.
So you did know. Well, then I can blame you. No,
Man.
just kidding. Just kidding.
I've seen it once, mate.
Yeah, I'm joking. Motherfucker.
He does videos.
Oh, to be fair, I learned this randomly that this was
Randomly last night.
It's like, yeah, this guy has a YouTube channel. They what?
Get ready for Norska big lights.
Once you go knife, you never go. No, that doesn't work.
Never go hammer.
Once you go dagger, you can't stop the swag. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shoot in the foot.
Oops. Wow. Did I just fail that twice in a row? Oh my god. Do you have input delivered still? Oh yeah.
Well, I'd say like culturally, yeah, we still make fun of people, you know, shooting in Denmark, but it's more of the like the fans. Not really.
Have you ever met one of those people that just completely change personality when they get drunk? Because when I get drunk, the drunker I get, the more I love everyone. That's essentially what happens to me, right? Like the more I get drunk, the more I just love every human, like everyone I meet. But like there are some people that literally, like a couple of drinks, and you can just sense how something inside them just completely switches. They become a completely different person, and it's so strange. It's so strange.
I knew somebody who turned into an absolute asshole.
Yeah, me too.
Like he began literally just
Solo
like,
impossible. I'm watching for pointers. Well, hello there, Steve. Welcome to the stream. Sorry for interrupting you, my friend.
No worries.
Go right ahead. Just wanted to say hi to the new guy.
Of course. But no, he literally just turned
Wait,
into
is
an
that
asshole
the
again.
Steve? No, that was Stefan. That was Stefan.
Is that Steve with a D?
I thought, sorry, because I thought it was Stefan, the dude who sent me an email that I used in my intro in the video today.
Yeah.
But that was Stefan, not Steven.
And now you said Steve, I'm thinking of that BBC video with that beaver. Steve!
Did he pretend to be a steam tank? Yeah, he does. If you've ever seen that intro.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
That's him.
I never wanted to be an Inquisitor. I always wanted to be a steam tank driver. Chugga.
I'm not the Steve. Well, now you are Steve. Now you are the
It won't be
Steve.
the same.
In this stream, you shall now be the Steve. Oh, I accidentally used my ulti. I'm retarded. Well, again, this is just legend, so I'm not exactly concentrating a lot.
Excuses.
I become overly, completely sweet, and oh shit.
Man, the character.
That's what happens when you look away. I become overly sweet and mellow, but I curse like a ship worth of sailors. I just do that when I'm awake. Like the cursing part. That's just...
To be fair, cursing is a bit more ingrained in the Danish culture.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I feel like from a logic perspective, there is no such thing as bad words. There are bad meanings to words, right? I'm not saying you can't mean something bad, but there are no such thing as bad words. Words have meanings. And there's like to say that a word is bad literally makes no sense. There's no such thing as bad words or ugly words. Maybe you don't like the sound of a word, but really it's all about the meaning, right?
They only have what you attribute to them.
Yeah, exactly. So sure, a word can have a bad meaning and an offensive meaning, but the word itself can't be offensive. There's no such thing if you're using it in an unoffensive context. And that's essentially my problem with Twitch, that they don't care about the context in which a particular word is used. And that's why I'm pretty scared that I would just get banned if I actually ever try to build a platform more than I have already, because I have streamed on Twitch. But in the long term, I'm afraid it would just be a waste of energy.
Yeah, well, most of the people I've heard from the Nordics that try to stream on Twitch get banned really quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Mainly because of that.
Exactly, you shouldn't, again, I feel like if you use a word in an offensive way, like for example, the word retard or the word and fuck can be used completely, it can be used in a completely benign manner, and it can be used in an extremely offensive manner if you're talking directly at someone, right? And I feel like one should be allowed, one should have no penalties at all, and the other should definitely have a penalty. But it can't come down to the word and not the context, if you ask me. Putting it down to the word is just lazy, nothing else.
Hang about. Let me stitch my leg back on.
When I'm drunk, I just want to talk. Me too, ChessX. And hello there, Krumel. How are you? Welcome back. You're always here when I stream. Thank you very much for that.
I become the happy hugging person when I'm drunk.
Yeah, me too. I just become filled with joy and just love everyone, and become even louder than I already am, and I talk even more than I already do.
Oh no.
As if it was possible. I'll start giving black hole lectures in the middle of the dance floor.
Like, hey, girlie, there's some nice moves. By the way, did you know gravity alters time in a black hole in a vacuum?
No, I'll be like, hey girl, space plus time equals you and me. No, I won't do that. That was a joke. Just to be clear. I'm not that disillusioned. Don't get me wrong. But like I've literally had I was at a party once where literally I only knew one person at the party, and let's just say it wasn't exactly the type of people at the party that I would normally hang out with, right? So they weren't, it's a polite way of saying they weren't exactly the smartest bunch, right? And I started doing what I always do and started talking about like really nerdy shit, right? Like black holes is actually the example that I particularly was talking about here. And there was this dude, I was just in the kitchen when I did this because that's where you could smoke. And like, he didn't believe me, right? So he thought I was just blurping out bullshit. So he apparently, without me knowing, he started fact-checking everything I said. He left the room with his phone. And then he came in after like an hour and he was like, dude, like, what is wrong with you? Like, I thought you were literally just blurping out bullshit. I thought everything you said was a lie. You were talking about like how it's proven that you can like warp time, for example, right? That's not a constant, stuff like that. And he was like, I thought you were lying, right? But I fact-checked everything you said. How are you this smart? That is like, man. Yeah, and it was absolutely hilarious. Because I had essentially just been giving a lecture to a bunch of people who understood absolutely nothing of what I was saying.
I was about to say, if you can fact check whatever you did within an hour, then you can't have gone much more on surface level.
Yeah, but I just talking about, I think he was just looking up on Wikipedia, right? Essentially.
Yeah.
I just thought that it was kind of funny. And I did realize in that moment that, oh yeah, shit, maybe I should take a chill pill and shut up, because I have actually, like...
Yeah, just wait for somebody over in the corner suddenly.
Like, they did seem to care, but that's the thing, there's nothing worse than people who can't get a social hint about the conversation, and like, if no one cares about what you're talking about, but you just keep talking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Today's headline, nerd socially awkward.
Ah, there's nothing wrong with being socially awkward.
Awkwardness is not necessarily being awkward, it's also your convention and sort of appreciation of social convention.
I like awkward people, honestly. Like if I see someone, if I'm in a room and I see that there's someone who seemingly is like standing by themselves, and like I'll go straight over to them and try the best I can to sort of politely initiate the conversation, because I know what it feels like to, you know.
Especially if it's like something where you're out with people you know and there's one person that don't know anything.
Yeah, exactly. Then it's on you to make them feel part of the group. Everybody's awkward. Jessex, great comment. Everybody's awkward. I mean, I guess in truth, yeah. It's just a matter of whether or not they're able to not show it, right? But I think on the inside, everyone is to some extent awkward.
Thanks, Dutch.
You can't be the kind of chat to start talking about the Doppler effect when the disco light hits. That is great. But,
While wearing a striped shirt.
exactly. I know. No, I would never wear a striped shirt though. Not a striped shirt. But I'd be the type of person that would wear like really sort of almost awkwardly flashy, but nice looking shirts. You know what I mean? Like I used to have this this shirt. You know, like a really nice looking shirt for a suit, right? But it was like shining red, and I mean like the entire thing was like extremely like we're talking like Danish like postal service shiny red, right? So yeah, exactly, like Ferrari red, but also shiny. And it was like this kind of shirt that like no one, it looked good on absolutely no one, but somehow like somehow I pulled it off. I don't know how, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you see somebody with that on, and then you usually either think like, okay, either that guy is really sure of himself or he has no fashion sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, peacocking without intending it.
Anyone got that one guy who hates doing stuff, gets drunk, and then decides to sing a folk song to the rest of the group? Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Wait, you don't just sing them as a group?
Yeah, sometimes, like sometimes at party, like that's something I always thought was really funny at like private parties when you put on those like suddenly out of the blue someone would put on like a Disney song, like from Mulan or some shit, right? And then everyone just knows the lyrics, and everyone will just start when they're drunk enough. Everyone knows the lyrics, and everyone will just start singing along to that. That's fucking that's great. Love that.
Yeah. We used to have that back in the teen years. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't really the regular kind of song. It was Kinky Feather.
Oh yeah.
PK2 solos the dance floor on Kata while explaining wormholes.
Like we renamed the stream afterwards and just published it. The dance floor, yeah. Explaining wormholes.
For the longest time, I felt so awkward on the dance floor, but I did eventually. I did reach a point where I actually felt like, not that I could dance in any like sense of actual proper dancing, but I did reach a point where I was like, okay, I can actually, you know, I now have the confidence to be on a dance floor and actually feel like whatever I'm doing is looking acceptable is probably the right word, right? Like I look like I actually sort of belong there. You know what I mean? That's something that took me a while, I would say, again as a teenager.
Yeah. For me, it just got better after I realized that doing the shepherd shuffle was still dancing.
Nice.
Like I had this friend, and it was so annoying. Like every time you felt like, yeah, that was an alright move just made there. Like he would just at any party, right? It's a dude I still talk to today. Absolutely wonderful guy, but he knew how to break dance, and I mean proper break dance, right? And it was like he would just steal the show every freaking time. He could do like the robot dance and actually look like a proper robot. And I was always so jelly of his ability to do that, because I mean not in a bad way jelly, right? Obviously think that it's fucking awesome that he can do that. But it's one of those things I think everyone would wish they could do to some extent, right? Like, because it's just an awesome thing to be able to do. Oops. Anything QAD, mate? QAD, what are you referring to? Wait a second. Yeah, be a man, exactly. You must be swift as a coursing river, with all the force of a great typhoon, with all the strength of a raging fire. And you know, everyone's voice will just break because no one is, you know, because everyone is going like way above what they're capable of, right? Mysterious ass, you know, the dogs. Yeah, it's so fucking funny. I love that shit. It's so hilarious. When everyone, you just know that everyone is comfortable at the party when stuff like that happens, right? When everyone just goes off on that, then you know, okay, everyone is, everyone's feeling it.
Yeah, when I was like late teens, early 20s, I got into this period where the guitar heroes and the rock bands were very popular, so like everyone usually had one of them at a party.
Yeah, and also, there's nothing worse than people at a party that will put on music that they themselves like, but that they know no one else likes. That's the worst kind of people. I'm just gonna say it right now. Those people are the worst kind of people. Like, when I'm incapable myself of putting on a piece of music if I don't think that the vast majority in the room will actually like it, because then I'll feel awkward. Like I will feel awkward about having put on some stuff that others don't want to listen to, right? But there are some people that just don't have that social cue, that'll like sit and like argue about what to listen, even though quite clearly it's something really really off meta, right? For the room. And it's not that, I'm sure they don't mean bad, but like that's one thing that has always like annoyed me. Oh shit! No, don't hit him.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. But whoops.
Man, come on.
But I really need to get better. I know I do have lags right now, which makes it harder, but I really need to get better at that second stab. I was should not have missed that. Oh wait, there's a channel called Oblivion After Dark, although I don't recommend it, while at the same time I do. He made 3 masterpieces. Oh, wait, I'm gonna go down here.
Oh yeah, it's that. People switch to another song in the middle of it. Like mid-song, switch to something else.
I killed
annoying.
Don't Chessex, now I need to sing. Or perhaps Mongolian rock. What? Next video will peek it.
The Who is always appropriate.
Yes, but we're special people, guys.
But like, I think the whole Mulan song "Don't Be a Man," right? I think that's one of very, like, Danish is actually one of very few languages where I would say the Danish version is as good, if not even better, than the English version. I like both, but they're because like
Danish translations tend to be very, very good.
It's actually extremely good, yeah. I love how it's Jackie Chan singing it in Chinese. Like, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. By the way, then tiny little tidbit actually. Almost every single instance of when Phil Collins has recorded a song for Disney, he actually sings them himself in the other languages.
Yeah, which is also impressive.
Yeah.
I have a fun memory of that song. I was helping out in an anime convention doing safety stuff, and one of our bosses, my friend and I, went to the karaoke. It was awesome. That sounds awesome, JPG. Search at your own risk. Wait, what? What build is this? Oh, sorry, I missed your comment, J-Dog Kings. This is a pretty selfish build that you actually should not do. I only did it because we were sort of speedrunning the map to get the kata. I would suggest, again, I'm actually gonna release a video about it literally tomorrow. But usually you want to always have either the sword and shield or the Bretonnian sword and shield. You want to have one of those 2 weapons as one of your weapon choices, and then as your secondary weapon you want to have usually either the executioner sword or the mace and the mason sword, or possibly also the 2-handed sword.
Into gloom.
I'll just put some water over to boil.
There we go, Norska Annihilation.
I'll be right back, guys.
Sure.
Yeah, pick a tea. Pick a tea. Strawberry. What else do we have in here? Strawberry, tropical fruit.
Time.
We have tropical fruit. Then we have the forest fruit. What else do we have? Then we have the lemon. I think that's it. Yeah, that's about it. I always have to drink tea when I'm streaming because I talk so much, but otherwise my voice just breaks.
Yeah, that's usually just me in the morning whenever I wake up. Then I realize I have to talk on a phone.
It's going pretty good. Guillaume Garnier. That's the closest I'm gonna get, but I always try. Doing pretty well, my friend. Doing pretty well. Welcome to the stream. Blue Ridge Mountains. What?
Country road.
Take me home. To the
place.
No.
Trial by combat cataclysm. Cataclysm unlocked.
Oh yeah.
Well, Kite, now you have to carry me through Legend. You know that, right?
This is gonna be terrible.
Like, with a more team-oriented version of this build. Interestingly enough, a lot of people, like, actually getting enhanced power can actually be the right thing to do on this hero, which is quite surprising because he has no ranged, right?
They can't see the button free rolls because of your...
oh shit, but it also does hit certain stagger breakpoints, which can be really, really useful, so it's actually not necessarily a bad choice, enhanced power. It depends on your build, obviously. Can also get crit chance stamina recovery, but I like to have that extra movement speed boost. I think that's really useful when you have no ranged. If you're new at playing this hero, then I would always get Virtue of Stoicism. But I think once you get more comfortable on, Virtue of the Joust is better. Don't look at the name, my man. But thanks for trying. I always try. Every time. I don't care how, if it's in sort of the... if it's in the normal letters of an English alphabet. I forgot what the technical term for our alphabet is. Arabic numerals, maybe? No, that's...
Isn't it the Roman?
Yeah, it's the Roman... Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, I always try. Guillaume Garnier. I know I was exaggerating before, right? Guillaume. Guillaume? Guillaume? I don't know. I'm not... I butcher everyone's name. You might as well get used to it.
I don't suppose you're going to tell me what
was in a trio once with school. Was pretty awesome. Nice. Roman letters and Arabic numerals. Yeah. That's the one. See ya, mate. Oh, you leaving? Germanic for our alphabet. It could be. I'm actually not certain. But I'm just
Germanic is the root for most of the languages. Like, it's Germanic languages usually.
Yeah.
Then you reach Finland, and then you just ask, what the fuck? What is that route?
Okay, I'm back.
I am not back. Well, kinda. I'm still smoking.
That's right.
We don't take kindly to your type around here. Here we go. You can call me William. It's the equivalent.
Yeah,
wait, it's the equivalent?
Say they don't like your kind around here, then sit down and just rip the fattest cloud from that hopper of yours.
Is William the equivalent? That's interesting. It's kind of like I've never understood how Dick is an abbreviation for Richard. I've never understood that. I always confused the hell out of me. Like, what? Logics? I no understand this. Latin is the root for French, Italian, Spanish, English, and a bit of German. The Deutsch, yeah.
Yeah, and to think everybody could have had that wonderful rune script for everything. Waste.
Woo. Like, I've always been a bit, I've never understood how, like, I think my dad, he literally spoke 1, 2, 8 languages. Pretty impressive, if you ask me. It's a lot more than I speak, let's put it that way. Never understood how, like, especially when you aren't taught them as a kid. Like, I mean, I know there are people who speak way more than that. I think like the world record for something is like, or for like written, like being able to fluently speak and write Languages with like over 100.
Okay, the salty salt bar is ready to get wrecked on Kata.
Have you ever tried to pronounce the name of that one town in Wales? What's that one town in Wales? Clearly there's a reference there that I don't get. Why do we get the Enchanter's Lair every time?
Inevitable, depending on how close you.
He's talking about the name.
Also twins.
He's talking about the...
Is it also twins?
Yeah.
You're fucking with me, right?
No.
Enchanter's Lair twins Kata for my first run.
And I'm not even
Come on.
I'm not even on a hero that I can like hard carry with. Like it's not that I'm bad with this hero. Like I can do 2 solo legend if I really try hard. But with delay and like, there's no way we're beating this. Like there's no way.
Lucky you have me.
But remember, you are an entertainer. You're not here to recruit. You're here to entertain your audience. Now,
Yeah.
fail.
This is good content.
Look, my stamina is blocked on my shielder weapon. I only have.
Don't worry. While we fire,
Oh, okay.
they'll have screams, agony, all that good stuff.
We're gonna get so wrecked.
I like a nice warm welcome as much as anyone.
Translate to the church on St. Mary in the hollow of the white hazel trees near the rapid whirlpool by St. Tisilos
That is
of the
not
red
city
cave.
name. That is a fucking sentence.
That's the. What?
Is that Glenn Gogosh?
That sounds like Finnish, honestly. Finnish is like the single most unintelligible language, and nothing against Finns here. I love Finnish, but like the language, I'm not gonna lie, absolutely unintelligible.
I just love that they have a word for like wandering around doing nothing.
Yeah, that's nice. I also think they have the world record for the longest word. If I recall correctly. Well, that is an interesting name of a town.
Like, no way that they didn't just keep that name simply out of the dare for.
Oh, this fucking delay on that? Holy shit. I was dodging that like way before. What? Again? Oh. Yeah.
You get carried.
That's the thing about this modifier is it also affects the, like it's even heavier than just running Vermintide is running this modifier.
Yeah.
Performance issues is enough as it is. I do love twins though, it's one of the funniest modifiers in the game. That much is for sure.
Well, both is fine as a language.
Great not having a headset and talking straight. Holy shit.
It's kind of like Ireland, still pretending that Gaelic is their official language.
Sometimes I really wish I had a headset on.
Speaking of languages and something that's fun in Vermintide, like it's the Anglo pronunciation of the various Germanic-esque names.
Literally unplayable, like literally unplayable. We definitely need to not be playing twin. Like the input delay that I had was hard to describe. Like holy fuck. By the way, for those of you that only just arrived, we've decided to purchase a capture card to fix my OBS issues, so that I don't have performance issues when I'm streaming. Prefer the Bretonnian sword and shield or the normal sword and shield. It's a case where I actually prefer the normal sword and shield, but I don't think that it's necessarily better than the Bretonnian sword and shield. I think they're both extremely viable, and I've heard from multiple hardcore Cooper players that they're both viable. It's actually a case where I have a very hard time saying which one is best objectively, because I have heard people advocating for literally for both, extremely like saying that no, the sword and shield is way better, and others saying the Bretonnian is way better, and so I'm pretty sure they're both viable. At least let me put it that way. But just personally, I feel that I'm more comfortable with the normal sword and shield, so that's why that's the one I'm using. But you could equally switch it for the Bretonnian.
Come, there's more filth.
Well, that was
one of my country's old swears of how my dad was using not a lot of things. screaming this be the same as having a dog lick your balls?
Whoa.
You have a little bit of an echo going now.
A bit of an echo again?
Yeah, from the game sounds.
Gonna make it even
Especially
harder
when
for me.
Sienna's speaking.
Yeah, especially when Jenna.
What?
Should like.
Comfort.
On a sec.
I think PK should take it because of the damage to the boss.
Is it like when Sienna speaks, or is it when I speak?
No, it's Knife himself. It's he gets a feedback from the game when Shanna speaks. You can hear it in his speakers.
Rest up, rookie. Regather your strength.
Yeah, and you can still hear me. Someone make a loud noise. La 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 la. That then. That was not enough.
Also watch out for double hook rats when he's
I'm waiting for my roommate to like me now. What the fuck?
There. Someone make a loud noise again. Okay, you just managed to activate it on the last screen. That's good enough. That should oh shit! Wait, and oh, damn it, that timing. I could have used my ulti there, but I need to move my chat over here. There we go. And back in. I'm almost there. Veterans.
Just trying to
somewhere.
It reminds me of the movie Eurotrip when it comes to do a German word.
Oh shit! Sudden.
It's the safe word, and then the safe word is like political climate or something. I can't remember.
What the fuck is that?
Oh no.
What is
so many
up with the
specials.
fire
Destroyed.
There's so many specials.
What up? Hustensaft? Are you, my friend? Buchens. Is it Buchensaft? Or... Ja, Buchensaft, right?
Buchensaft?
Buchensaft?
Veranstaltungsinformationsdienst.
Oh, get carried.
Das glaube ich.
First time cut.
Oh no.
Not kind.
It's like my German is a little bit rustic, so.
Thought you Germans just say shit a lot. What? Thought you Germans just say
Yes,
shit.
that was a Eurotrip reference there.
Will einen Kleinbroten haben? Gibt mir auch das Salami und ein Pepsi Cola trinken, bitte? It's it's like it's
und das kleine Nuten mit
yeah, it's a joke from Trevor Noah, where apparently he sounds a little bit, his German sounds a little bit Hitlerish, and he found out when he was in Germany, and like ordering, yeah, kind of funny, but it shouldn't activate now at least. Also, what's with the aggressiveness in saying stuff? I mean, if a German came to me and said, get in the Krankenwagen. Krankenwagen. I'd be terrified. Yeah, I'd say, I think it's all those K's, right? The krank. There's sort of a certain power to that word.
I will say we're kind of like also a bad crowd to like sit and have fun with German language because Denmark is notorious for butchering the language.
Here.
Ooh, veteran item.
Nice.
I don't actually know whether Germans know about the butchering of their language that happens just north of the border.
Yeah, that's true. In like 6th grade, when you have to pick between having French or having German.
Yeah.
Wait, you got to
You
pick?
needn't waste your time.
Yes.
We've nothing
Yeah.
to discuss.
But I was in a fairly expensive private school.
Yeah, we were just being given like okay, you can have a German now, and you have to have that for a year.
Yeah.
Then you can not have German, or you can have French.
That sucks.
Oh yeah.
We were in 6th grade. We could pick between French or German, and then that's what
You
we
could
would
switch
have for
halfway.
the next 2 years. And at the time, I already spoke. Back then, actually, I'm way better than I am at it now. I spoke fluent German, so obviously I thought that then I can slack, which was the wrong choice. Looking back,
An imagination you have.
but
Yeah, the good old winding as well when it comes to the German language.
meme fuck stagger build reverse. Have one word to convey, but takes me an entire sentence. What? Being emotionally, wait?
Isn't that kind of like the linguistic version of owning somebody? When somebody needs an entire sentence and you just like, here, I have a word.
It's funny, and also with accents, like someone who speaks Russian, right? For example, like it doesn't matter. They could be talking about how much they love puppies, and still sound like they wanted to kill someone, right? But like unlike German, in German it's more like in an aggressive way, whereas in Russian it's more like a sus way. It's like what they're saying sounds like sort of suspicious. You know what I mean? It's like. And it's funny with languages in that way. Danish just sounds like you have a potato in your mouth. So again, I'm not looking down on anyone here. It's just funny how, yeah. And it's interesting also, because like, it's funny how you can never unhear something once you know what it means, right? But like, a language completely... Like, for example, when I never thought about what Danish sounded like to a non-Dane before I was like 16 or 17. And sort of actually... thought about it because someone mentioned it, right? I never thought about how Danish supposedly sounds really stupid, like you have a potato in your mouth. Because it doesn't when you've grown up with it. And it's the same with language, it completely changes once you learn the meaning of the sentence, then you can't prevent your mind from actually interpreting the meaning of the words, right? And then suddenly it doesn't sound the same, it takes on a different nature in your mind.
At the very least, I think we'll delay the work on the Skittergate. Oh, don't look at me.
I actually had fun over here.
Feeling I enjoy. Schadenfreude, Freunde? Schadenfreude. Was it? That's like a sentence in a word. There is the legend that Shakespeare was envious of the German language because of a very specific meaning with few verses.
Yes.
I just saw a video recently about how Shakespeare couldn't have been made in French. This, what's his name? Like a really good YouTuber who usually makes videos about coding and stuff. But recently he's been doing a lot of stuff where he just travels around on location and talks about interesting stuff. And apparently it has to do with the way you structure a sentence in French, which would have made it impossible to put sort of the emphasis in the right place on the sentence. Oh, wait, over here, let me aggro. Let me aggro, otherwise you're gonna die. Okay, pull it to the, over there. Okay, you're not letting me aggro.
I'm trying. Don't attack him, guys.
Let me go. I have it. Oh, what? What?
Hook rats.
What?
Oh no.
What the fuck just happened?
Killing Sagat is the thing we want to do.
Oh, I didn't know we were still doing twins and I killed the balloon rat.
like, somehow I managed to teleport through the map, even though I was looking in the direction we came from. Towards, like... What just happened?
Okay, Dirty Circle,
Like,
I'll say...
I used my ulti...
not died out. It's just...
I have to see that. I have to see what just happened. Like, that was so weird. Like... Wait a second, wait. Hold on a moment.
At least the sun.
You can call somebody a whippersnapper, if they're a whippersnapper.
Whippersnapper, yes, you can. I have to.
Yeah, I'll blame God of
Be
War
quiet for a moment, because
replacing
otherwise there's going to be double sound.
God of War has replaced all instances of whippersnapper with the word boy.
Be quiet for a moment, otherwise there's going to be double sound. Sorry, apologies.
Right.
Hey, just for a moment, you're not letting me aggro.
I'm trying. Don't attack him.
Yeah, I have to know what happened. I have to know what... That was so weird. Okay, so like... My ulti here. And then somehow I get pushed... Okay, so it managed to attack. So I got pushed back. What? Then I grab... What? And then even... Okay. That's so weird. I mean, what the fuck? apparently somehow my character model still hadn't registered that the delay meant that even though I was looking, the actual visuals was looking that way, my character hadn't turned yet or something. Like, I don't know, that was so weird. Yeah, apologies, mate, you can go right ahead. Doesn't the overhead smash go through your stamina? Unless you have a shield, then yes.
Look, darling.
Shielded weapons, they can block even the overhead attack.
Happened to us in Castle.
But it's still for reduced damage.
But if it did,
Immigrant to Germany, so I grew up bilingual, so don't really gave a native language, and by now it's more of a software setting. Well, JPG, you can officially make the single most terrifying but like noises in the world while still making sense. Like Russian German. Now that is a language. That's the language of death. That has to be like, that's terrifying. If you were to combine the two, I'm obviously joking, but
yeah, I get that, JPG.
I don't suppose you're going to tell me what happened at Castle Dragon.
Somebody who's an expat in Ireland, it switches back and forth.
Ever since, what happened?
what an imagination you have.
I need to all kinds of old words.
Oh, we have a new person here. Oh, it's Mankiller.
New person? Oh, Mankiller.
Mankiller.
Hello.
What up, mate?
Doing fine. Quite busy day today, but otherwise pretty good. I think I'll let you stream.
Well, thank you very much. Busy day today. Yes, yes. Also, it's the Wild West. We have no mods in chat today.
And find the source of the poison too. For old time.
Well, let me check it in that case.
Nah, it's no worries. If you were in a room alone and you had to speak to yourself, what language do you? All of the above. And that's an interesting question. Cause it's also interesting how what effect it actually has on who you are, what language you think in, and even the fact that what do people? Let's say you're a person who never learned a language. Say that you grew up on an island by yourself, right? What would you think? And what would your thoughts be like without those tangible sentence structure, right? Because it changes how you think.
If you were on an island, I would imagine you would invent some sort of your own language, like without the nuances, but
or comfort here.
Not necessarily a language. I think it maybe seems reasonable that you'd think more, maybe more in pictures. I don't know. It's like,
yeah, I actually asked that question on the server, and someone actually said that it's like pictures and emotions. Don't know how to make sense, but that was the set.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, like, it's kind of also like you said, internal monologue. Like that also sort of dictates that there needs to be something to monologue, a language base to be there first. If you don't have a language base first, then you can't monologue.
Yeah, exactly. So it literally changes how you think. And PK, not gonna lie, people say that German is an aggressive language. I was talking to my mom in Russian and I scared them.
Yep. I actually had a thing at one point when I had some friends I'd known for years, but because we aren't from the same country, like we all spoke English to each other, so they'd never heard me speak Danish. And then suddenly my parents called me on the phone and I switched to Danish for the first time in years, but they haven't heard it. And they just afterwards just stared at me like, is that language?
What the fuck is going on? Yeah.
Get away, you devil!
Yeah, again, I don't mean anything bad by it when I say that, but I think a lot of people interpret German as sounding slightly, aggressive. I mean, I know that that's attributing something to it that's not there, right? Because obviously when you're a German speaker, it's just German, right? It's just talking. It's a language. And so I don't think you should attribute anything to it other than just that's what it sounds like to people that don't speak the language. The same way that Danish sounds really retarded to people. Like you have a potato in your mouth, the general consensus.
German is like
in Japan, ordering pizza sounds like a declaration of war. I absolutely love how when people are native to Japanese and then speak English, I think it sounds absolutely wonderful. I don't know, there's something about it. Just Japanese in general. I really think it's one of the most beautiful languages. Sure. Not the only one. French is also a beautiful language. But personally, I really think Japanese, it just sounds awesome. I don't know. Something to like... It somehow sounds both poetic, yet somewhat aggressive at the same time. I don't know how to put it. Hard to describe. Any interesting... And then you have some like Spanish, like Italy 180, right? That just... it just sounds like... you're like talking really, really fast all the time, right? Like, it's like, it just goes on. If you've ever heard a native Spanish or Portuguese speaker just blapping on their own, like on the phone, like it just goes on. It just sounds like they're talking like at the speed of light. God damn it, I missed.
Tactical.
Oh!
I really should.
What a snipe.
But,
yeah.
Timing.
I was said I cannot judge between those.
Get out of here, then I'm good. Yeah, good. Oh fuck. Got straight into that attack.
Kind of funny how many people mention Japanese. If you want a guy that can't sound like he's actually well-meaning at any point, look for a guy called Nakata Yoti. He has like one of the deepest voices and always sounds like he's mean.
Like Corpse Husband. He has the deepest voice I've ever heard in my life. I'm not gonna lie, that's the deepest voice I've ever heard anyone have.
So to be good.
Like his voice makes normal deep voices sound like freaking 7-year-olds. Like that word for bird. Oh shit. V6, what was it pronounced? Wazoo? Fucking wazoo. Fucking wazoo. Right, but I really didn't want to learn French.
It's not wazoo, it's wazo.
All time. Japanese guy speaks German, it sounds like a magical spell. How come try and learn French and stumble across bifla? Anyone hear French? If so, why did you need a word?
This doesn't seem like their usual.
Every British person has to hate me right now because they're like, not supposed to leave in the freaking tea thing. I'm like, I just leave it in. Maximum flavor. What?
You're losing our wizard, Dory. Keep back! I said
You in? But interpolators is there's a lot of worse right now we can do.
You're just trying to inspire the newbie, okay?
Inspire the newbie.
Like he can do it too.
Yeah, but I miss back in the day when I just do insane stuff. Still handicapped every time I'm streaming, not gonna lie, just a little bit. Because of all these performance issues, like there, where it's like it does that thing where everything goes into slow motion and then back to like happening really fast. So hard to dodge attacks.
Beans, what are you doing?
Flexen. Parkour!
So let's, guys, again!
I need healing.
Your fate is mine.
This is entertaining to watch, by the way.
Hope so. It better be.
No.
It fucking better be. Watch me torture myself here. See that slow motion? Oh,
Oh god. I had a healing pass.
got you, homie.
Got you, homeboy.
I mean, for you that. I had you, homie. Doesn't have the same ring to it.
You should heal upgrade.
And this stream was fun, but I gotta go. Sadly, have fun, y'all. See you, Dirty Circle. Always appreciate you stopping by. It's very kind of you, my friend. Yes. It's very much appreciated. And wait for Darktide. Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Ran out of Dutch stamina there. Jolly Joel, welcome to the stream, my friend. For real, in an anime they cast a magic spell and they butchered it so hard it didn't sound like German anymore.
Well, then we have like, whenever somebody has to have a name, and it's like, how do we make them sound foreign? Van something. It's like, it is long first name, Van something very long, German-esque sounding.
The one thing I have against Germany as a country, that sounds rough, but the one thing I have against Germany as a country, and otherwise I like it, but the one thing I really have against Germany as a country is that they're choosing to dub stuff that's in like in English or in like anything other than German, and then they'll put in German German voice actors to put their voice over instead of just having subtitles. That's the one thing, because I for the life of me I cannot watch something where the person isn't actually you know where it's just something's just off, and I don't know, it bothers me so much. It has nothing to do with whether or not I understand what they're saying. It's just not look at it. It's I don't know if it's an actual person in an actual clip that's been recorded in real life. But I cannot have it. I just cannot. I'd much rather have subtitles in any case than having.
You should look up German Darth Vader.
German what?
German Darth Vader.
What's that?
Ah, shit, it's hilarious, man.
But it's always bothered me where every time I travel to and through Germany, which is quite a lot. Then it always bothers me that like even stuff that should be in English, right, an English movie, and then it's like in fucking German, and I'm like, I cannot watch this. It's so annoying. Would you not just put German subtitles, please? Oh, nailed it. So risky when there's an assassin about. Oh, fine! Called it!
Oh no, I can't actually get through.
That was so dumb. There's nothing you can do, right? I just thought I knew it was going full retard, but I decided to go for it. Oh, wait, no fucking way! The dwarf place! The dwarf place!
Dwarf parkour.
Oh, nice one, actor. Well played, my friend, well played. And that was the last second. That was an impressive fucking save right there. Not gonna lie. That was a true, like Okri would be proud, that's for sure.
I need a hero.
Yeah, exactly.
I need a hero.
That's like the kind of music my mom listens to.
Wizard, why is my skin scorched?
But yeah, the idea of German Darth Vader. Ich bin dein Vater.
Thank you for traveling with Deutsche Bahn. Ich bin dein Vater. Nein. Oh, that must be so funny. I can just picture that from me. Luke, ich bin dein Vater. Nein.
Nein.
Yeah, exactly. I just would not be able to take that seriously.
Oh, there's a patrol over there?
There is indeed.
There, you big one.
Germany translates the force to Kraft.
Yeah, exactly. It does. Cancer! No, cancer!
Du hast den Kraft, Luke. Du hast den Kraft.
And that means cancer in Danish. Literally, like Kraft. That means yeah. That means cancer in Danish. It's true. So the German word for power is cancer in Danish. That's kind of funny. Like, I got the power. No, not that kind. It's cancer. Oh. Oh, that's so funny. In here, boys, got some explosives and some potions.
Snipe.
A magic
Alright,
leash.
coming.
Also, no one checked the roof.
Fucking rat.
Nearly as fast as the last 3 homes. Who knutze die Macht? I wasn't German. That must be. Oh, that's good comedy. Someday we should.
If I die,
If not for
return me to
Disney's copyright terror, I would gladly make a video commenting on the German version of a Star Wars. Oh, yeah, that would be one hilarious freaking.
Into Saft.
I'd love to. That would be so much fun.
No, but that's primed right there for German.
I should definitely. I think it would be a funny thing actually for like, as someone who's like a quarter German myself, to actually watch like some clips where dubbing in German has just gone wrong for whatever reason.
No, just play Vermintide with German voices.
No, please don't.
Yeah, exactly.
One Carillion just running around saying, Robert, du bist irritierend.
I'm really dumb in that scene with Hungarian. All with Hungarian dub? Oh no, they do it there as well? Oh god.
It's a lot more common to dub than you would actually think. Like when coming from a country like Denmark, where it's the only thing we dub is kids' movies.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally the only thing they would ever change to Danish is like movies that are targeted directly at very small kids that don't yet have the ability to understand English in any capacity or read the subtitles fast enough, right? So it's literally only kids' movies.
But even Denmark has actually begun to get to the point where they even get anime in, where they actually have showings where it's, you know,
Yeah, they'll have both. Like they'll show it both in English and in Danish, right? As 2 separate movies in the theater. The one was Danish and one was English.
No, but I remember what it was last time I was from Denmark. There was an anime movie going, and they actually had the sub viewings where it was in Japanese and they translated it with subs.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
I think that was Danmachi.
Was it the Danmachi movie?
Was that Danmachi movie?
I knew the fact that at least over here in Ireland, the Broly movie was shown primarily
Yeah,
actually in Japanese.
There's a bomb. Kite.
That's the way to do it. I wouldn't want something Japanese in English either.
Where's the boom?
Here.
I will go grab the boom.
In my opinion, it should be in the language that it's in, and then you can add subtitles for understanding.
Thanks.
Time to suicide.
So of course we have dubs, but the quality is very fluctuating.
Suicided.
Yeah, I've heard the same from people in Germany that the quality of the dubbing is really varies. But even the best dubbing, like even if it's done as well as it possibly could, it would still annoy me. Like there's just something about it where I'm like, that just I don't know. It's somehow it like, I'm not saying this is an objective opinion. This is just my opinion. But there's something about it that just, like, you know, is mildly infuriating to me. It's the best description. It's mildly infuriating. I can't tell you why, because I don't know. It's really mildly infuriating to me.
I take out my frustrations where I can. And since they'll be
Dirty Circle, you had to go and...
It's such an interesting concept.
Like, that shit is so fucking good.
Mildly infuriating. What's good? Sorry?
The Naked Gun.
Naked Gun? What about it? Is it good?
It's an old movie. In Danish it's Høj Pistolføring.
Let's see.
I'm sure there's somebody in the chat now who's like, what? What's that word?
That word?
Not in the chat.
What annoys me most are Spanish subtitles.
Hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to ask, well, what's the problem with Spanish subtitles?
my ball reaches where your foot cannot.
Good.
Oh, this was nice. It got me lower on health, more attack speed.
Nice.
Always look on the bright
How are you so
side
good at this
of
game,
life.
Point Knife? I always get some unfortunate backstabs. Well, because I've played it for 4,000 many hundred hours. I forgot how many, but it's a lot. I sucked at the beginning. That's what brought me to the game. That's why I enjoyed it so much. Because I could really feel the challenge. I was like, why? I cannot suck this much at this game. I'm very competitive when it comes to things like that. I have a very have the mentality when I try something new that I'm gonna be amazing at it, and even then if it turns out I'm not, then that motivates me, right? And it's not in a delusional way where I actually think that I'm necessarily just better at everything than everyone else, but it's a good assumption to have if you actually want to be good at stuff. Like, it's way better to assume that you're gonna be at the very least as good as anyone else, reasonably when they're starting out, right? It works for exams, works for everything, and it's the same with games. And this game in particular, I just remember really sucking when I started playing. I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm getting fucking wrecked, and everyone else here seems to be running like a breeze. And I'm like, this can't be possible. Nope, my ego cannot take this. I must grind. And then I started the grind. Exactly. I'm just being honest here. That's how my mind works. I didn't create it, not my fault.
That's a wolf fire thrower. Move!
So what I'm trying to say is I once sucked at this game, all the same. So it's been a while.
Since I sucked.
Whoops. Nachtekanon means you can't understand them just because they are in another language. 4 or 5k hour. But I only see English and Spanish memes. How do you get your HUD to look like that? Tucky, I have a whole video on that called the perfect UI settings. So it should be in the playlist. There's a playlist called Advanced Guides, I think, Advanced Guides, something like that, on my channel, with a whole video on how to set it up. Grind you must, yeah, that's true, Cyber92. And that is why you switch to math memes, because E equals MC squared in every language. That is true. Energy equals mass, which is straightforward proportional with the speed of light squared in a vacuum, which means there's a direct correlation between energy and mass. And one is equivalent, reversely proportional to the other. Exactly. I love it. Exactly. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I've always been a nerd, and I've always been proud of it.
Well, I'm a massive nerd as well, so... But it just seemed appropriate.
Naturally, our trail leads us right into it.
But like, that's why I loved when I once got kicked out of the gymnasium for physical absence. But once I got to HTX, which is a different kind of gymnasium that's more technical, right? And that school, I absolutely loved it there for one reason. Because if you put up your hand and you went full nerd, like I just did, right? And just nailed it, right? That was what being cool was. Like, because that is such a nerdy school, right? That like you'd be like walking off in like the like a bus, right after doing that move right there. That's for sure. And I just yeah, that was an awesome school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just nailed that physics.
Whenever I get into deeper technical things,
I don't anymore, Chetix. I dropped out of university for YouTube. Also for a couple of other reasons. I am not very good on an 8 to 4 schedule. I have no circadian rhythm. At least there's no rhythm in my circadian rhythm. So you know, and I just generally I wasn't happy. But I am now. But yes, I used to study theoretical physics. I use phonetic memes. I'm playing only weekends, so I need time probably. I'm playing on Legend, and that's max my abilities for now. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I think Legend is a good place. Kata's not for everyone. Kata definitely takes some commitment. But like, legend, stay on legend for as long as you feel like you have to. There's not like legend is hard.
You should actually consider that. You know, when the game was released, VerMemeTide 2, they didn't actually include.
Yeah, exactly. There was no such thing as cat
too
eggs.
much.
It's only because people had no life.
Yeah, people are like, we've already played this for X thousand hours. Please give us better.
Exactly. What is this scrub gun? This is too easy. Hey guys, down here.
Like, all right, you fucking.
There's
nerds,
half an
I
army
can't-
behind us. Just saying.
There's what?
Half an army.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of storm down there.
And a strangler incoming, I think. I heard one.
Yeah, there's a hook nut.
Better than that, Sharon!
What better than that, Sharon? Also, I play a lot of true solo. That's the best thing I can recommend if you want to get better mechanically at the game. Is trying out true solo. Because it plays so differently. Because there's no dependency on anyone else. There's no bots to save you if you get hit by an assassin. There's nothing, no help, right? So somehow it forces you into a mindset of learning in a better way, like how to constantly be under pressure and how to have a dying, unyielding need to dodge to time the dodge for that strangler, right? Because either you do or you're fucked. There's no help is coming. Get back up here, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna pull this out first. I need to get some sleep. Well, thank you very much for stopping by, my friend. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it, and sleep well, man. Until next time, my friend. I will see you on the morrow, or something. Oh, cannot stop burning you. The minions are literally on top of us. Oh, okay, so what you do then is you would go over here and then you crouch and then slowly. Whoops, I fucked it up, of course. God damn it! Ow! I blame the lag. Just goes into slow motion sometimes. It's.
Oh, there's a combat.
There is indeed. And it shall be mine.
Yeah.
What's Beans doing? Oh.
Bean's going completely YOLO.
Yeah, I know. He's probably gonna go and, you know, he likes good content, so he thought that for my sake, he would activate all the chains.
It does this for you, my friend.
Exactly.
Oh my god, oh my god.
I know, but he did it with love. That's the thing. And then he chose to die after, because otherwise, how am I gonna clutch if everyone's alive? I'm glad that you're thinking of me, Beans. That's so kind of you.
Yeah.
But you fucked it up because you didn't even get the other chain. I'm disappointed in you.
Oh, let's go for the reds.
Welcome to Canada.
Jeez. Thank you. Damn.
Boom!
Big brother.
Oh no. Oh no, that's silence me.
Gotcha. Fire in the hole! Sorry about that, Oh,
No worries.
I got a heal for you if needed.
No, Vince, no.
We should just focus on reviving him. Oh, he's dead.
Too late!
Oh, Vince is gone.
I said it's too late to revive.
Definitely felt better. That was definitely harder than before.
Isn't he gonna rest over here?
Something's not right with the
Oh, I guess.
No, it's at the little tunnel thing.
Enjoy.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, it's down.
Remember, guys, I have respawn speed.
Just half a storm vermin patrol, if not a whole.
You have to be careful. Like we're going back to rest.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit, that's not good. Special right there. Oh, can we make it? Oh no, there's another. That's not good. Oh. Nailed it. We're just gonna heal here and then we're gonna kill everything. Those two special almost fucked me over, not gonna lie. Oh shit.
Okay. Because we have the time to make it.
Yeah, there's pretty much a storm vermin patrol and an assassin between you and just.
Nice.
All planned.
Oh, that was 50 HP. Just for that.
Oh fuck! Sorry for doing loud noises into the mic.
Okay, it wasn't that bad. There was a storm vermin. We're good.
But our pyromancer decided fire is fun.
I was about to say casually just soloing there.
Get in here, noobs.
PK sounds like he went to a good school. Meanwhile, I study electricity, and most I learned in 4 years was U equals R multiplied by cosinus to, yeah. Boy, did that help me with robotics. 860 meter and I7. I know that bad, haha, but it ran 20 to 30 fine for ages until the last update. Now it's unplayable. AA Run, which is, by the way, nice name right there. I forgot what movie it's for. I just remember that it's funny as hell. AA Run.
AA Run. It's from the skit. Can Peel.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, AA, that's the one. Yeah, AA Run. But what was I saying? Yeah, sometimes the game, it's weird. It's like I feel like VerMemeTide as a game. It has like periods of lag, but for different people. I don't know the mechanics behind it, but sometimes there'll be an update, and then I have a month of bad performance where it's like where the game just doesn't run fluently. And then suddenly out of the blue it's fixed, and then that repeats itself sometimes. I don't know why. So much as I love Fat Shark, I think it comes down to spaghetti coding of some sorts. That's just a guess, you know.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Oh, this is going okay so far.
Easy peasy. You believing the Carillion League? Alex Robinson, I'm 95%. For your clutches, and that's beyond. Well, thank you very much, Jan. Appreciate that. Hundreds of thousands of VerMemeTide until recent update. My frame rate on playable levels. Now I just watch part. Ah, shit, AA Ron. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, obviously there are certain things you can do to optimize your graphics settings, like scatter density, for whatever reason, seems to really affect frame rate. Obviously there are things like, depending on what the limiting factor is, there are things such as light, pretty heavy on the GPU, lighting effects, shadows. I can play everything on maximum without lagging if I'm the host, but when I'm also have OBS, then just not possible. 2060 and Ryzen 5 running on low, and I dropped from 100 plus to 20 frames per second on Hordes, or basically at all times on Sienna. Roughly 95, I would say, Alex. They're again, it's not first-hand information. It's a mixture of multiple sources giving the same vibe. So again, it's not something that I know because I haven't confirmed it myself. So all of it is second-hand information. But I'd say 95%. There's definitely a little wiggle room of uncertainty where it could be a big hoax, but I strongly doubt it. I'm pretty sure it's real. But again, I don't know, so...
Gotta say, Kruger, you're holding up well. The others have been off since you got back from Castle
You can quit lot... What?
Heard you murmuring in your sleep last night, Barney.
Yeah, I'm back.
Who's boarding?
Never you mind. I don't want to talk about it. Private matter.
I don't suppose you're going to tell me what happened at Castle Drachenfell, Sienna? You've all been a bit off ever since. What happened?
What an imagination you have.
It's nothing. Old memories, that's all.
Flame, blood are controlled by it, and it's... I just graduated, start work soon, so my first paycheck will be a new rig, then VerMemeTide again. Ah, nice. Unfortunately, graphics cards at the moment are extremely overpriced. Like, it's insane. They're extremely overpriced. I know, I've just been looking for a graphics card for a PC for my little brother, and like, prices are fucking crazy right now.
That which is flawed can never truly be righteous.
I want to play Shade right, but I can't. Not with this. Not with the performance that the PC is giving right now. It's just not I don't know. More. What up, Alpha Gamer 10 Games? How are you doing? Found that the significant break from Vermintide, I sucked royally at playing the game. This is weird. No, I don't think so. I feel like every time you take a break from a game, especially a tryhard game, then you come back, you're gonna feel rusty for a bit. Pretty normal.
And Vermintide is very much about muscle memory.
Yeah.
There are pacts sworn everywhere right now, and if
Haha, for Braxtonbury, we could let's do some interesting stuff. It's been ages since I took that route. Wait, I just need to put my battery on my paper. Nobody move.
Down by the river. Chances are the rat men know about it, but
and I mean that quite literally.
Ah, snow.
Snow.
And he's off.
Look at the beautiful snow.
I'm gonna do something interesting because
Kyle, are you trying?
That I once showcased in a video. I've shown this in a video ages ago. It was like quite an interesting meme video. Called something like Lord of the Meme, Fellowship of the something, I forgot. And hilarious.
Like, I don't know what Kyle was trying to do there before, but it looked weird.
No?
Having a dance.
Do you have anything against Saltspire's dancing career?
The fuck is that? Some skipping there.
Bloody monks. Ah.
Right again, last year I played one game and uninstalled after one game.
Who are we missing?
Missing? What are you talking about?
You're missing the wizard.
Wizard? There's no wizard. I'm the dwarf.
Strangler! Over there, kill it! A dead
The dwarf
strangler.
wizard.
We want to dance!
Exactly.
Spawn.
Warm footsteps.
I just wanted to show this to the stream because it's a really cool route.
Man, that's some bullshit.
That's some bullshit right there. Not even that effective as a skip. It's actually super not effective. You can't even go all the way or anything, but it's just, you end up in a really cool place. I swear to God, I can't wait.
Oh.
So my freaking table is fixed. The custom built table, so to speak. Like we bought a plate and then yeah. Oh, everyone dead? Oh, is that my fault? Fuck.
Yes.
Not my fault.
Why is the enemies up there?
Could keep going, but no. God damn it. Teleport. Oh well.
There's also a bus wall. Just you know.
I'll wait for my ulti. Can't really go for the rest until I have my ulti.
Just drop.
All the way down there, that's perfect. I have a little bit of wiggle room. I'll come as soon as ulti is off cooldown. Oh, it's coming back up. Nope, it's going back down. Okay, everyone rest? Everyone. Let's go!
Okay, it's coming. It's coming.
Oh, they were not.
First.
They were not there on my screen. What the fuck? Like,
okay, I'm dead.
What the fuck? The game is glitching back, motherfucker. Game was like, you're cheating, motherfucker, then we're cheating too. Sometimes VerMemeTide just decides that you lose now. And
okay, 5 months.
To be fair, you were somewhere in the...
And that's that.
Ooh. Calculate it, calculate it. Oh shit.
Salt fire's done for. Curse the assassins! Darling! Run off too.
Can you push it off there?
I think he's gonna try.
Ah, fuck, I'm dead. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not.
He's dead.
Gun ready! That's a gas rat! Look out! Gas! I'll feel my hand.
What?
I need healing!
Aye. Same time, I racked up some like 300 hours in VerMemeTide. I even quit Warframe because it wasn't fun to me anymore, but VerMemeTide 2 is like my new drug. Glad to hear that. 400 plus in Warframe in summer 2017 and never touched it again. Yeah, I played Warframe back in the beta actually, when it just came out. And who do I think the new Salt Spy could be? I have no idea, if I'm being perfectly honest. I've heard so many good suggestions, but I honestly just don't know. And welcome
Warrior
Catamounts
Priest.
more. Yeah. Warrior Priest, yeah, that's one of the good ones.
I'd like to see the vampire.
Fuckers are fast on cap. Indeed. Quest. Weekly. Hey.
Maybe I should take something else than engineer.
Alright lads, I'll leave you to it.
Yeah,
Cheers for
as I
tonight.
said, I think it was only meant to be a fairly brief stream today, mostly to get into the habit of streaming frequently, you know. We're gonna do that a lot with Chaos Waste, but capture card, mate. I really appreciate that you mentioned that. I'm definitely gonna purchase one of those so that we don't have any lag issues. I'm just really tired of feeling like the game is in slow motion half the time when I'm streaming, right? Like,
It's literally just the thing I've seen for every single streamer, YouTuber, anything like. They buy that, and most, if not all, of their issues with such is just gone.
But definitely, because like I don't know if you guys can see like how clear it is for you, but it's like the game will be in slow motion one moment, and then it'll be like normal in the next, and it's so annoying, so inconsistent as well. That's the problem. That's probably the primary factor. When you just have a little bit of lag, that's fine, because calculate for that, right? You know that you need to dodge it a little bit early because of the strangler, because of the lag, right? But you can't do that with this because like, it comes at random times. And depending on, you know, things like the amount of minions, and sometimes also just completely out of the blue.
It still seems strange to me that there is a god of engineers.
Anyways. Wow, I still freaking dot in my forehead. But thank you so much to everyone for tuning in. As I said, we'll do a lot more streaming here in the coming time. Get ready for it, the Chaos Wastes. New video coming out tomorrow, a new quick guide. Hoping for the new episode of the Healer to come online when I was watching the stream. Now I won't be able to watch until the weekend. I'm tired, so I'm gonna sleep, but it was fun. Well, thanks for stopping by, Chat6, you too, JPG, Belind, Alex, Cyber, Alpha Gamer, Alex Robinson. Thank you so much to everyone for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Have a great evening, and as always, love you guys. Stay awesome. Peace out.